Just arrived back at the workshop and Christmas has passed. Today is New Year's Eve and things are a little different. They look a little different around the workshop. The van is now outside. Tell us what you see in here.
A giant ditch and a lot of dirt. We made it to the beach just in time for sunset. Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back for week 7 of our Sprinter Van Conversion series. After nearly a month of holiday festivities and distractions, which gifted us with some much-needed time with our friends and families, including our new adorable happy baby nephew Jack, we were able to take a step back to recharge and reflect on our goals and intentions for the new year, like finishing this conversion so we can move on to other goals, like attending van life gatherings, putting together a book about our 2.5-year van life honeymoon in Europe, and starting a business on the road, which we can't wait to tell you more about when the time comes. But first, we got some work to do. And we better get on it, because once they're done putting the bathroom in our donated workshop space, which is what all this construction is about, the new renters are in and we're out. We're basically going to have to get our van to about 80% done. It's at 40% done now. We can then drive it to San Diego where we will complete the conversion. So our 1-month time clock begins now. With a plethora of projects in the lineup, from wiring our electrical system to building our compost toilet to sewing/gluing our insulated window coverings, starting on the construction of our overhead cab storage area, and testing out the foam for our future mattress, this first week back in the workshop was quite a whirlwind. But being that we had Drew's dad around to help with the electrical, he used to be an electrician for GM back in the day, Drew decided to start there.
One soldering gun coming right up.
Put your soldering iron on.
Along with soldering the ends of the wires that feed into the fuse box that then distributes 12-volt power throughout our van, powering our future LED lights, USB ports, and water pump, the guys also had to reconfigure the battery bank storage area.
Here's an update on the power system. We got the inverter setting right here. I had to rebuild the shelf so that our wheel housing could hold everything, and we realized that the best plan was to be able to raise off the cover to access the batteries, otherwise the batteries were going to be trapped down here. And then came up with this nifty little idea to put the Rover solar controller right here so it's accessible from the hallway. I also have the Bluetooth functionality.
So what do you think of this? Right now we are running the Romex, the yellow 110 volt wire that will be powered through our inverter, and this is the last wiring project we have to do of the van. So we're trying to lay out where all the plug sockets will be throughout the van for when we want to power laptops, maybe charge a battery to a drill, run a blender. That's the last of what we got to do here. Okay. Fitting a blue plug outlet box right here, and the wires are going to come straight down behind this board. And we're going to have our hot water heater plug right here, plugging into the socket, the household socket. I also just learned a massive pro tip. See this socket right here? For a normal plug in a house, if it's reversed like this, it means it's wired up to a switch. Had no idea.
While the boys had their hands all wrapped up in wires, I was busy getting plugged into a project of my own. Your favorite book of the new year? Oh yeah, bullseye. But before I completely dive into the topic of sewing and window covers, there were a few other duties that Drew needed my assistance with this week. This is not the most beautiful loo that you've ever seen. This is a custom glitter order from our friends at Kildwick, all the way in England, which we're going to put into the amazing little bathroom that Drew has built.
I just made a template tray.
All right, well, tell us what you're gonna do.
So the idea is the space of the width of the closet is enough for the toilet to slide out. So this is going to be our actual our urine container.
And how big is that?
That's 2.4 gallons. So nice handle, good solid top we can put onto it, carry it outside and dispose of it.
That's a good solid 5 days for us both?
I think so.
I think so.
With moderation. It's really fun playing with this glittery object.
Isn't it pretty? One thing that people always ask about, especially those who have never lived in a van before, is how we go to the bathroom. In our European van, the Howler, we had a simple cassette toilet, but this time we wanted something a bit more eco and self-made. And at least now when we talk about it, people won't be able to help but smile.
And the idea is that it goes in 20 inches on 2 slides that are heavily rated for 500 pounds in case we decide to jump on top of the actual standing thing. And we'll slide it out just like so. We'll be facing that same direction out into our hallway, and we can do one of these.
Voila! Here's our composting toilet tray. Drew's getting ready to drill the holes for the slider brackets. What do you call those?
Those are the drawer rails that come out. They're 20 inches long.
Just like our bike rack, right?
Exactly.
Different size, but
in the back I'm actually going to use longer bolts so it holds it down, because when it's out here we'll use it as a step to get onto the bed. Also sitting on it, you just need it to be really strong. Time to cut a hole in the bathroom area. Want some ventilation.
Here's a little preview of our composting toilet. So this will have wood encasing all around it. It'll be a nice pretty little square, and it'll be on a drawer back there, and when we slide it out, like Drew said, we can use it as a stepping stool onto our bed or a seat.
Hey babe, I need you to be my test buddy.
It works for me, but you're like twice my size.
I know. It's gonna be a little bit higher, but that drawer supports a lot of weight.
Nice.
Get your stamp of approval?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Okay, great.
It's time for an update from Mr. Adventure. Drew, what is this wood being used for?
I'm making the box for our compost toilet.
Nice.
Safety first.
Safety goggles on. Check.
This is for shits and giggles, right, babe?
Are we allowed to say that?
Poops and giggles.
There we go.
That's the PG version. Is that your Picasso?
Looks like a good time.
It's gonna be a good time on this pot.
It's the happy pot.
Look at it shimmer.
It does shimmer. I love the mix of wood and glitter. A little bit of glam with
Look
some
at that.
nature.
Look at that precision.
Beautiful job. Whoa, it's coming together. This is very exciting. Now that gets fastened on, and it's a slow close.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at how beautiful. Ooh, now whenever people ask about how do you go to the bathroom when you live in a van, I'll say, well, it's a very pretty experience.
Do it in style.
And while I put the finishing touches on our pretty little loo, Drew started making some moves on building out our overhead cab storage area.
You might have been wondering what we were going to do with the overhead cab. Got the pieces on the side. We're going to have a big storage unit up here, and the first thing I need to do was make some support so that we can make the template and cutout to fit this area. You can see right here I got a pre-existing hole which I can fit with a little tiny grommet like so. Looking good.
Next, we're cutting this slab of wood that's gonna go here. Uh-oh, all right, go for it.
I'm gonna wreck that audio. Ah! Ah! legs are burning.
Go!
The burn is real.
Time for more power tools.
Power tools.
All right, let's see what we did. Ta-da! After some refining and refitting, we were finally able to get that sucker in there. Whoa, and I hadn't seen this yet. Our overhead cab storage thingy. Wow! You did such a good job. Feeling a little exhausted, very accomplished, and motivated to keep on keeping on, we were ready to round off week 7 with a couple fun little treats.
Amazon packages just arrived. See what we got. Fuses for the electrical system. Oh snap. Our shore power electrical connection. It's a waterproof box. It's gonna go somewhere on the outside of the van. Oh yeah. Our Bluetooth module for the solar charge controller. This way we can watch what's going on with our power and have it right in our palms. Spiritual gangsta. This must be yours. Come on, Amazon, you really need such a big box. This is actually our shore power adapter. It'll be super handy. These two go together, just like so. Bam.
Got my uniform on.
We're gonna pick out a mattress.
Gonna see how thick and squishy and cozy we can make our van.
I was here a couple days ago, but I wanted to make sure Brittany was able to test out the mattress to get the firmness that she would like.
Actually, I like mine pretty soft. Drew likes a firm mattress. So you're thinking which one?
I think this one. How's it going? Good, how are you? Good.
I like this one. We tried out a few more options, but because we didn't want to sacrifice any more headspace with our mattress already lifted 37 inches off the floor, in the end, we agreed on the 5-inch 31-pound foam that Drew had originally chosen, which, with a 5-inch mattress, will give us about 30 inches of clearance in our bedroom, and that's exactly what we need.
It's time to get out of this workshop. Let's go, babe.
That's a wrap for week 7 of our Sprinter Van conversion series. If you haven't already, we invite you to subscribe so you can join us next week as we ramp things up for our final month in the workshop. And I may even get around to finally finishing up our window covers. We'll see. We're so excited to be sharing all of the transformation and learning with you. Until next time, we wish you a beautiful start to the new year and follow us on Instagram at Mr. and Mrs. Adventure. See you next week.